Hey everyone, how's it going? We got Joel and Powder here with Pinnacle Mountain Gunsmithing, and we're going to be looking at a really neat rifle today. It's something that a lot of people are familiar with, but a lot of people, like from my generation and later, are not. But yeah, we'll be looking at a Remington No. 4 rolling block. Before we get started, I'd just like to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you enjoy our content, and feel free to share with your friends, because the algorithm is not our friend, but you can be. All right, let's go ahead and get started. All right, our subject today here is a beautiful little example of a Remington No. 4 rolling block. This particular one is in 22, either short, long, or long rifle. I'm gonna see if I can get the cat out of the shot. But yeah, it's got a nice long 22-inch octagonal barrel. Well, really hexagonal. No, octagonal. Yeah, sorry. Math is hard. But yeah, it's a super simple this rifle. This particular one is about 100 years old. It's indicated by the older style of takedown. Yes, this is also a takedown. We just rotate this little screw around into the fixed stop, and our barrel comes off. We've got a little half moon cutout right here, and that's just a little stabilizing thing in the bottom of the forestock, and that just interfaces with this little cutout. Yeah, let's see if I can get that in frame. Right there. Boom. Yep. And that's just a little screw that's held in place with this little stud that's just pressed into the side. But what makes a rolling block a rolling block, you might be asking? If you're unfamiliar with this particular system, it is super simple. We have a hammer, have a half cock, and a full cock notch, and this loading block just rolls right back. It's a rolling block. Once that's open, that opens our breech. You can see it's not loaded, and we have a little extractor in there, and it's a nice single shot rifle. Our trigger breaks at about 1.5 pounds, and it's a beautiful system. The sights are typical commercial sights, as you'd find on rifles for the next 100 years or so. This particular one is from about the 20s or 30s, so it's right about 100 years old. Excuse me, I have a cat in my arms there, and she's going behind the camera. That's okay. But yeah, these are super simple. I'll break it down for you, and we'll see what makes this tick. We have our... I'll show you some more of the details on it in just a sec. Stand by. Alright, if you'll forgive the purring, it looks like our little apprentice here is going to join us here for this part of this takedown at least. And she goes away, well, she goes away. But that's okay. Alright, let's go ahead and take down the barrel, just so I have that out of the way. Yeah, this was typically not that expensive when it was new. It was typically seen as a boy's rifle, just for going out in the woods, plinking with your friends. These were not expensive to begin with, so a lot of them come in very rough shape. This one's actually pretty nice. Still got most of the original finish and whatnot, but let's see. I'll go ahead and take down the fore end for you, just so you have some reference for that. It is held on with just this one little screw. And that screw feeds directly into the barrel. And not a whole lot of surprises there. We do have a whole lot of proof marks on it. And that just comes out. And as you can see, it's just threaded into this rather chunky barrel. Well, relatively chunky barrel. And underneath the handguard, that finish is just gorgeous. Oh, wow. I'll show you some of the proof marks on here. We got a D18Y0HA. I have no idea what any of that means, but someone who's much better versed in Remington firearms and their manufacturing process could tell you a whole lot more than me. For our purposes today, let's set that aside. I'm going to show you this action and see exactly how simple it really is. The buttstock is similarly held on with, just one screw. And it goes into that escutcheon down there. And it's just this big old screw on top. Remove that. And it seems our apprentice has gotten bored and she's gone off somewhere else in the shop. That's fine. We have a nice bolt there. And this whole buttstock just slides right off. Boom. That's it. There are actually only 2 screws in this entire gun. Or 2 springs, I mean. 2 springs, that's it. That's how simple this can be. And let's see. We have on our tank here, that is the hammer spring. I'll get that out of the way. That way we can proceed with takedown. And all the screws are different, and it's kind of impossible to mix them up. It will be abundantly obvious if you ever do have to take this down. That screw just comes out, takes all the tension off this big old leaf spring that powers the hammer. Yeah, that's rather chunky. When this thing sets off a round, it's really smacking the primer. But in any case, we can see into the back there. Not a whole lot going on. Similarly, our buttstock, it's not a whole lot going on. That's kind of the point. We do have a nice, see if I can get the light right. Yeah, Remington UMC stamp on the back. This is also indicative of early manufacturer. UMC, by the way, stands for Union Metallic Cartridge. And yes, that brand name does date back to the Civil War. But yeah, this is marked for their Elion, New York plant, which is, it's still around. Actually, it's been closed down not too long ago. As of this recording in 2024, well, almost 2025. And this will probably be after New Year's when this is posted, so yeah, you know how it goes. We've got 2 screws here on the side. Let's go ahead and take those out. This one activates the hammer, and the other one activates the rolling block, the breech block, and extractor. And these are super simple. And these come out without too much difficulty. Of course, I've conserved this. I eliminated some active rust. It's been well oiled and cared for since then. I've actually also shot this in a match. It is surprisingly accurate, or at least as accurate as I can be with my eyes and open sights. Which, I hope to make some improvements on that soonish, but, just mainly experience with the rifle. It can, of course, accommodate short, long, and long rifle ammunition, since, there's no magazine. So, yeah, it's super adaptable, super easy. Yeah, I'm just taking a little bit of pressure off of that, and once the hammer comes out, breech block pops out, and we have these couple of pins. And that's all it's holding in our trigger, and also our sear. I don't know how well you can see that. Let me adjust this light just a little bit, and the camera angle a little bit. But yeah, here's our extractor, and here is our hammer and sear. You can see it waggling around in there. Let me get that out real quick, and I can actually reassemble this on the side of the receiver, and that way I can show you all the parts interacting one after the other. Stand by real quick. Let me knock those pins out. All right, here it is, and reassembled on the outside of the receiver. We have our trigger down here, our hammer, and our breech block and extractor assembly right there. All right. When the hammer's brought back, it was a half cock notch and a full cock notch right there. And then, and only then, otherwise this breech block cannot open if the hammer is down. But if the hammer is at fully cocked, in that fully cocked notch, and that's our trigger and sear, it's all one piece, then we can draw this rolling block back, which also activates our extractor and ejector. The extractor and rolling block are powered by the front end of this spring here. This is just screwed into the bottom of the receiver. This branch of the spring powers the trigger return, and also keeps the in turn keeps the sear engaged with the hammer. These two branches, this one is for the rolling block, and the little one here is for the extractor. That just kind of creates a situation where the spring is either all the way open, or the gate is either all the way open or all the way closed. It's biased either open or closed, one or the other. At that point, we can load our cartridge, just close up the loading gate, and from half cock we can pull. From full cock we can pull our trigger, and boom, hits right on the back of the rolling block. Our firing pin's inside there. Cartridge goes off, and when we're done, we. By the way, when the hammer is forward, you absolutely cannot open this rolling block. It's super simple, idiot-proof. Even small boys and soldiers in the field could not screw this up. That's one reason why armies were outfitted with rifles a lot like this, just in much bigger calibers. Remington just kind of adapted what they were already doing. When they actually came out with this 1866, and arguably that's what the U.S. Army should have adopted instead of going to the trapdoor Springfield, but that's another story for another day. They thought they could save some money by going with, by converting the millions of muskets they had in inventory in the arsenals into breech loaders, and yeah, they really didn't save any money there. They ended up making barrels anyways, and yeah, it didn't really save much money, if any at all. But yeah, that's the super simple rolling block. This spring back here, that actually powers the hammer, and that's just attached to the back of the receiver with that screw right back there. There is one more screw in here. Is that one right there. That is really for more of a tang sight. It really does nothing at the moment. But yeah, the trigger and the extractor are just held in place by these little pins. And yeah, that's kind of it. Let me go ahead and reassemble this, and I'll give you some final thoughts. Stand by. Be right back. All right, here we are back again. We have our Remington rolling block back assembled. Let's go ahead and do a quick function check. Half cock, full cock, open, close, boom, and that's it. There's really not a whole lot to these rifles, which is one reason why they've stuck around for a long time. It's got powder here asleep on my elbow, so if you'll pardon my not moving my left arm for a minute. But yeah, these are fantastic little rifles. They're available, they're around. There were over 1 million of them made. Yes, literally 1 million of them made. And they're around. They're somewhat collectible nowadays, but not that bad. I picked this one up myself for about $450. So yeah, they're not that hard to get. It's a fantastic walking around woods rifle. Are there rifles out there that are a little bit more accurate? Yeah, maybe. Actually, there are definitely, but you pay way more for them. This is just a nice, flexible little great gun for walking around in the woods. In any case, it's accurate. The bores may look a little rough, but they shoot. I don't know what to tell you. Even though the surface inside may be a little rough, it shoots. It's fine. But in any case, this has been Joel Ellison, and hopefully if you like our work and want to support us, feel free to head over to pinnaclemountaingunsmithing.com, where you can set up an appointment, and we can help you with all your gunsmithing needs today. As a testament to how good, how well made, how well constructed these are, I didn't really have to fix anything with it. I just had to take care of some rust, which, it happens. This particular one also could use a little bit of work on the buttstock, maybe a little refinish, but that may be for a little later date. In any case, yeah, Powder's kind of playing with me here. Yes, I don't control this animal at all, by the way. But in any case, hopefully you enjoyed our discussion here today, and hopefully you'll join us again next time. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Happy New Year. Bye.